Good evening. Welcome in daily UPSC editorial audio program. The power of Nota. Times of India. How to deal with how to deal with un, unrequited love. The Economic Times. Ensuring the future. The Hindu. Power of Nota. The Times of India. A negative vote is also a message, a call for change. It should not be reduced to only symbolism. On May 7, when Gujarat goes to polls, it will be to decide the fate of 25 seats instead of a usual 26. Surat's winner has been chosen on the technicality, leaving voters unable to exercise their choice. BJP's Mukesh Dalal has been elected unopposed because papers of other candidates have been rejected or withdrawn. Had election reforms been carried out in earnest, even now Surat could have had a contest. Nota would still be in the fray. Negative vote. One of Supreme Court's landmark electoral reform verdict came in 2013. PUCL versus UDI. Nota was given the go ahead, recognizing the powerful messaging of a negative vote. Supreme Court's verdict aimed to use Nota to nudge change into areas voters unhappy with choices on the ballot could still have the motivation to turn out and send a message. This in turn could push political parties to improve candidate selection. Nota didn't do badly in Surat in Lok Sabha 2019. It came third. Half-backed reform. Responding to Supreme Court's verdicts, Election Commission issued an order to add Nota to the ballot. But it was a half-backed reform. Nota was just a symbolic presence. Therefore, the power of a negative vote to induce change remained shackled. States show the way. The constitution empowers state election commissions to conduct panchayat and urban civic elections. Some SECs stood up and recognized the spirit of Supreme Court's 2013 verdict. Nota has been considered a fictional electoral candidate, and if Nota wins, elections have to be held again. So, SECs of Maharashtra, Haryana, and Delhi have since 2018 given weight to Nota, thereby finishing the reform that was at the core of Supreme Court's verdict. Signals matter. Nota hasn't always been well received by political parties. Sometimes, in a close contest, Nota's vote share exceeds the difference between the winner and second place candidate. Congress Bhupesh Baghel, for instance, wanted Nota scrapped. A negative vote is a powerful signal to stakeholders. Voters are putting in an effort to express frustration. It is a call for change, and election commission should follow state election bodies in recognition a negative votes message. How to deal with unrequited love. The Economic Times. The clear majority for incumbent Maldivian President Muhammad Muizu and his People's National Congress in Sunday's parliamentary election bill see that country move even closer to China than before. Beijing's growing influence is a concern, but New Delhi must not sulk at the pros- prospect of unrequired affection, but act with creativity, leveraging old cultural ties, building partnerships to address shared challenges, and arti- arti- furthering furthering a rule rules-based order to guard against a shift in the balance of power and ensure that the region remains democratic. Sending Muiju a congratulatory message can be a first step. Geopolitics, domestic preoccupations, and conflicts in Ukraine and West Asia has left the coast virtually clear for China to increase its influence in the region. While the Maldives gets cozier with Beijing and Pakistan remains China's client state. Other countries will continue to weigh options shopping for the best deal. India's actions during Sri Lanka's economic crisis and its engagement with Bangladesh provide a template. Such engagements don't foreclose China's influence, but it gives India a foothold as a reliable, non-threatening partner. Trade and defense are important pillars, but India must build on collaborations in climate change mitigation, energy transition and access, disaster resilience, connectivity, health and education. It must also leverage intergovernmental bodies such as the International Solar Alliance and Coalition for Disaster Resilient Infrastructure, as well as partnerships such as Quad to keep the faith of growth for all in the neighborhood and ensuring the future of the Hindu. While broadening eligibility, health insurance must be made affordable. The Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India (IRDAI), the apex regulator of insurance product, has asked companies to enable a wide demographic of citizens to benefit from health insurance. Most significantly, it directs insurance providers to make health insurance available to senior citizens, as those above 65% are currently barred from issuing new policies for themselves. This is clearly an acknowledgement of democratic changes underway in India. Though India's population figures have not been officially accounted for since 2011, estimates from the UN Population Fund and experts suggest that India's is nearly level with China and may have surpassed it sometimes in 2023. The India Aging Report 2023, which draws from UN projections, estimates that India's cohort of seniors, those above 60, will increase from about 10% of the population, 149 million in 2022, to 30%, 347 million by 2050. That is more than the current population and the population of the US. Several of the most developed countries already have their senior demographic 65 plus, ranging from 16% to 28%. This is already precipitating considerable worry within these populations on access to health care, affordable medicine, and appropriate caregiving infrastructure to support them. Some of these economically developed countries have government-funded public health system, and others are entirely dependent on private health care, with cost being a significant determinant in access to quality care. In many of these countries, there is no entry barrier to health insurance policies, though following principles of actuarial economic from centuries ago. Health insurance gets progressively and sometimes exponentially more expensive as age advances. Already, the small single-digit percentage of India's economic elite can afford the equivalent of family floater plans to take care of individuals and their parents at a cost lower than what individual senior citizen health insurance would cost. If the only effect of the IRDA's recent circular is to provide many more unaffordable health insurance policies, it would be equivalent to admiring the icing on an inedible cake. Much has been made of the next 2 decades being critical to India's future, on the reasoning that it is the time that India must reap its demographic dividend. This is premised on a large proportion of the workforce moving out of agriculture, and inevitably followed by a breakdown of the traditional caregiving structure for the aged. The experience in several southern Indian states is telling. Thus, broadening the eligibility of health insurance should be accompanied by a massive upgradation of affordable health care. Thank you.